Okay, so we use the few seconds or minutes they need to prepare everything. You said already that you had that program in Dutch football, Reimagine Football.
Yeah.
This is what we will talk about now. And the good thing is that even UEFA and FIFA are participating from the work of that Reimagine Football campaign, right? Did I understand that correct?
Yes.
So it's not only your...
It's not only us, and maybe to get a little bit of background on how it came into existence is that, like Charles said, there are many companies reaching out, and this reached the top in the times of COVID. You know, so there were thousands of companies that said, just buy our product and we can open stadiums tomorrow. But we simply couldn't handle all the solutions that were offered to us, but we still wanted to know what was going on and what was out there. So that's where we came together with the City Football Group, with UEFA, some people from Bundesliga, from the FA, Johan Cruijff Arena and Ajax in the Netherlands. And we said, okay, we need to find a solution to structure this whole process. So that's how we launched Reimagine Football, and to actually analyze and evaluate all these companies in a structured manner.
So now you know already what Reimagine Football is. It is about innovations that have been tested in Dutch, and Giel brought a few examples for us, and we'll discuss them and present them. So the stage is yours.
All right.
Enjoy. Everything is prepared, I guess.
If the other presentation can be on the screen, I will pick up the clicker.
Good. It's
I think.
there.
You have a clicker for the presentation? Oh, you have it?
I gave it back. Well, my mistake.
No, thank you very much.
All right, so
Annette.
everything is prepared?
Everything is prepared. You're mic'd up?
Yes.
Perfect.
Then let's start. Enjoy.
All right. So thank you very much. So it's me again. So I hope you don't mind listening to me a little bit more, but I won't be talking too much. I've used the word Reimagine Football already a couple of times. So like I said, we launched these innovation challenges, encountered many new companies. So the first one was actually initiated by the Johan Cruijff Arena, I believe in 2019. And since that time, we have repeated this process 6 times. So we had a good series of these innovation challenges. In these, we actually encountered over 600 companies that submitted their solutions.
Step further into details. If there's someone who has an idea, how can they get in contact with you? How can they talk to you about their ideas?
So on the side of the UEFA Innovation Hub, I think on the next slide, we've put a QR code here. So feel free to flash it. This is a link to our website. Currently, our website, UEFA.com, is undergoing some shifts. We're going to launch it in the next few weeks in the lead up to the Euro. So it may be unavailable for a little while, but we always shed light on what are the challenges we're actually looking for solutions in response to. So feel free to go on our website. If there are no challenges at the moment where you visit the page, it's constantly refreshed. So don't hesitate to actually look into it. People reach out to me and the rest of my team several times. I receive an average 10 meeting requests per day on LinkedIn. This is not the best approach, to be honest, because we shed light on everything we're actually looking for. And if you do want to reach out on LinkedIn, please make sure to personalize your message and say, hey, I listened that UEFA is actually looking into these types of solutions. Here is mine. It eases the conversation than just receiving a deck with absolutely no context. I'm sorry, we don't have the time to look at this. Elliot is thanking me for that comment here. Feel free to go see him. Raise your hand, Elliot, if you want to find out more about what we're actually looking for at the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Tom and Charles, for the moment. Giel, you will stay with me?
Yes.
Because we directly go into the next masterclass. Charles and Tom, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Nice. Yeah, good.
So, and yeah, but okay, you can do so. Okay, we do it together. We clean the stage. And yeah, we go into further. We have to change the presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
There will be a new presentation. You have to be mic'd up, I think.
Okay, so we use the few seconds or minutes they need to prepare everything. You said already that you had that program in Dutch football, Reimagine Football.
Yeah.
This is what we will talk about now. And the good thing is that even UEFA and FIFA are participating from the work of that Reimagine Football campaign, right? Did I understand that correct?
Yes.
So it's not only your...
It's not only us, and maybe to get a little bit of background on how it came into existence is that, like Charles said, there are many companies reaching out, and this reached the top in the times of COVID. You know, so there were thousands of companies that said, just buy our product and we can open stadiums tomorrow. But we simply couldn't handle all the solutions that were offered to us. But we still wanted to know what was going on and what was out there. So that's where we came together with the City Football Group, with UEFA, some people from Bundesliga, from the FA, Johan Cruijff Arena and Ajax in the Netherlands. And we said, okay, we need to find a solution to structure this whole process. So that's how we launched Reimagine Football, and to actually analyze and evaluate all these companies in a structured manner.
So now you know already what Reimagine Football is. It is about innovations that have been tested in Dutch, and Giel brought a few examples for us, and we'll discuss them and present them. So the stage is yours.
All right.
Enjoy. Everything is prepared, I guess.
If the other presentation can be on the screen, I will pick up the clicker.
Good. It's
I think.
there.
You have a clicker for the presentation? Oh, you have it?
I gave it back. Well, my mistake.
No, thank you very much.
All right, so
Annette.
everything is prepared?
Everything is prepared.
Then
You're mic'd up?
Yes.
Perfect.
Then let's start. Enjoy.
All right. So thank you very much. So it's me again. So I hope you don't mind listening to me a little bit more, but I won't be talking too much. I've used the word Reimagine Football already a couple of times. So like I said, we launched these innovation challenges, encountered many new companies. So the first one was actually initiated by the Johan Cruijff Arena, I believe in 2019. And since that time, we have repeated this process 6 times. So we had a good series of these innovation challenges. In these, we actually encountered over 600 companies that submitted their solutions. So to start up with, we collaborated very much with the Johan Cruijff Arena on this. So let me introduce quickly Luc, who is on the side, who will take over for the second part of this session. But like I said, over 600 companies, and I will explain the process, how we came to the winners just in a couple of moments. But first, let's just look at a campaign video of how we try to reach out to companies to actually submit their solutions. So with this kind of videos and invitations actually to startups and companies, we try to encourage them to register their solutions on the platform, so on reimaginefootball.com. Then the submission came into a system where we had experts from KNVB, from all these organizations actually look at them and do the first selection of who could come to a final event. So per challenge, we picked about 10 to 15 companies who were actually invited for a final, which mostly ended like this. You know, some happy faces, maybe some disappointed faces, but we all talked to the companies and picked the ones we were most positive about. And what they could actually win is to do a pilot project together with one of these organizations. So from these 600 companies, we had over 50 finalists, and we picked quite some good ones. And today, the aim is to actually share a couple of the most successful stories we're most positive about. So to show you, first of all, what kind of projects and topics we are working on, but also what it can actually bring to your company. We'll do that in two parts. So the first one will be about sports performance with the SciSports and Footbar. And the next part, moderated by Luc, will be about sustainability with Slinger. Unfortunately, GSES couldn't make it, but we'll dive a bit deeper in that today. So with having said that, I would like to invite on stage Stéphane Martin, CEO of Footbar, and Vincent van Renesse, CEO of SciSports. Please give them a warm applause. So guys, feel free to sit or stand as you wish. But like having said, we will dive into sports performance a little bit, and to show how we collaborate with the KNVB. It's good to know that we're not looking for just commercial partnerships, but really to say how we can co-create innovations, make them better, and improve the world of football after all. So maybe to start off with Footbar, Stéphane, you have joined since a couple of years. You have a background in banking, I believe, and in the professional club Girondins Bordeaux. But maybe you can explain a little bit about what Footbar is and what you offer to the world of football.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Footbar is a tracker that you wear at the calf with a band leg. It uses AI, so it's pretty simple data that we collect, and we analyze them with our AI, and at the end we produce data which are both physical, so how much you run, at what speed, how much time, and so on and so forth, but as well technical. So it would give you the number of passes, of shots that you made, and to compare with existing products for the professional world, we would be a mix of a catapult and Opta. So you have both technical and physical data. We want to make that available to grassroots players. So our target is very grassroots. We're obviously more than happy to collaborate with professional clubs or federations because it gives us many things, in fact. Credibility, it gives us a field to experiment our product. But so basically the idea is here to create bridges between the video games and the physical practice. It's very digital, and again, to use a comparable, historically we were a device, these small trackers that you saw in the picture. So historically we were a kind of Garmin, but what we are really now is more a Strava. So we had to build the building block of having a device able to provide us with data to create the Strava for football.
It's funny that you mentioned, because at KNVB the project was initially named Football Strava. So in the challenge there were some cycling fanatics, involved who saw the value of an app like Strava and bringing that to football. So that's actually how it started.
Great minds think alike. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's exactly the point. The idea is to make fun with the stats and build community. We have lots of use cases. We are working with partners. We are not developing ourselves all the use cases. We've got an API that allows to connect with other solutions and with lots of partners.
Yeah. Maybe you can explain what the Reimagine Football and the participation and the follow-up brought to Footbar as a company.
Yeah, so to be perfectly honest, it's lots of things that we achieved thanks to you. First, you were the first professional organization to recognize Footbar. So in terms of credibility, it's been huge. You were as well the first country where we started to sell out of France, and you are still the #1 country after France. So that's another point. And I think more than anything, you've been a great R&D partner. So we've been hosted by the KNVB for now 3 years, I think, in your incubator. Obviously, for us, we are using AI, so being able to make real tests with real players on your campus has been fantastic. Now we have been, and at some point, one of the previous speakers was mentioning the third-party recognition. So thanks to you and with your partners, we've been able to produce an official document showing the reliability and the quality of the data we collect. So again, it's been really instrumental in our growth to be able to partner up with you guys, and thanks again for all that you did, and I'm sure we still have a lot to do together, but there's a lot we've already done together.
Will be the future of football. Sticking with the topic of data, maybe switching to SciSports. SciSports, Vincent, maybe you can introduce better, but I always explain as the booking.com for professional players. It's kind of where you come from, but you develop a lot of new interesting projects that we also got excited about in some of the challenges. But maybe you can introduce the company and what you have been working on lately.
Yeah, thank you, Giel. Yeah, we originated from being a scouting and recruitment company. Bit like Booking.com with 260,000 players worldwide. Just look for your next striker with all attributes that you would like to find, and it will pop up. But over the years, we developed more into the performance measurement and performance analysis space, where we now work with a team of 20 people, where we serve several leagues. And this is where we bring tracking data, event data, and video together. And basically, we do that in one big data hub, and we feed it back to all the teams, coaches, performance analysts that are playing there. And yeah, as part of the developments that we're going through, we developed SciSports Studio, as we call it, and that means that we want to analyze and want to present the data in a different way. I think you've seen many companies doing AR, VR. What we like to do is to analyze the game using 2D and 3D animations, all linked back to the video. That means that we're focusing on performance coaches, but the next step, and that was also our way into Reimagine football, is to get this more over to media and broadcasting.
Yeah, and maybe focusing on that a little bit more. You've been co-creating and developing this solution. How does your collaboration also with clubs and leagues and of course the KNVB look like, and what did it bring to you as a company?
Yeah, so like Giel mentioned, there's an innovation hub at the KNVB, number 11. This is where we are located as SciSports. We work very closely with the Dutch national team and its staff, meaning that we learn a lot from them, and we literally co-create new products or features in products. One of them you see here, we started off with a very simple way of 3D visualization. But now, and that's actually showing here, it's one of the limbs tracking files that we got from TrakeApp. And this is a way of how we can analyze the game in a different way. By having more body parts, you can better visualize, but you can also better analyze the performance of players and teams in general. And this is what we get back a lot from the national team from the Netherlands, but now we expanded also to other FAs. So it's really something that is growing. But the feedback is actually giving us a lot of value at this moment.
Perfect. Thank you. Maybe switching back to you, Stéphane. So you have gained some ground in France and in the Netherlands, but what do you see as the next developments and the next steps for Footbar?
Well, lots of things. We would be delighted to reproduce the kind of partnerships we made with you, because we are still a small company, and it's fantastic to have partners who are able to go to market instead of us. So we already have that in some other countries now. But yeah, as many people we can convince to be a relay for us, the best we are. The other point is to go on improving our product and doing a lot of R&D. We are currently working on positioning. So we are not GPS based, which is a strength as far as indoor is concerned, and as far as accuracy is concerned for the speed, for example. But for positioning, it can make things a bit more difficult, but we are now working on a solution. Our AI is evolving as any other AI, and we are working on a new model inspired on ChatGPT and the LLM. So lots of things in R&D as well, and you know, go on growing our popularity and being used by as many people as possible, and going on creating this bridge between the screens and the real practice. I think it's really our mission to help clubs and federations to keep kids or teenagers on the pitch at the age where sometimes they just leave the practice and prefer to stay in their bedroom.
I know you're talking to investors this week as well, and where do you think you'll be or hope you'll be in 3 to 5 years' time?
Well, there are many different options. I think we can be connected with lots of bigger players. So in terms of exits, we have quite a lot of possibilities. We could imagine to work with the usual suspects of the shoemakers, but we can as well imagine things with other networks and so on and so forth. So I think we wish we keep on growing, but maybe it will be with partners. So we are more than happy to have any kind of partnership that can help us to deliver this mission that is really the heart of Footbar.
Perfect, thank you. Maybe last question for Vincent and SciSports before we move over to Luc and Marvin. So for you, for SciSports and for the things that you just showed, what do you see as the next steps? Where do you see this going, and how would you like it to be used by the football industry?
Yeah, so our first goal right now on short term is to get this accepted by the performance coaches. So really use this, as we are doing in the Eredivisie already, in a live modus. So you can analyze the game 2D, 3D in live modus. But then with the right partners, being, for instance, ESPN or other broadcast companies, really give this back to the fans. And not only in a way of different viewing, so 3D is just a different way of viewing, but really engaging, so that you can determine yourself how you want to look at the game, but also how you're going to predict things going to happen in the game.
Perfect. Nice things to happen for grassroots players, for fans. So thank you very much for this part. So this was the sports performance part, and then we'll make place for Luc and Marvin. So please come on stage. Now, please give them a good applause. I'll hand over the clicker to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Giel. So hey guys, maybe to briefly introduce myself and our sustainability ambitions at the Johan Cruijff Arena. So I'm Luc Mureau, and I'm responsible for innovation and advisory at the Johan Cruijff Arena in Amsterdam, which most of you will know as the stadium of Ajax, I assume. And I work there at the Innovation Center, and we have the ambition as a company to be net positive in 2030, which means that we want to make a positive impact on environment, society, and governance. It's a huge ambition. We have no idea whether we're going to make it or not. So it's also about the journey towards it, and we want to be transparent about it. But to achieve this ambition, we need constantly to look for new solutions, new partners, new innovations. And today I brought one of these examples with Marvin from Slinger, who will introduce himself in a bit. And Giel already mentioned it, but unfortunately GSES couldn't make it today. But to briefly introduce what they're doing is that they are our partner who supports organizations in their sustainability reporting. So it's a platform that supports organizations to measure your sustainability performance. And what's very beneficial for us as a stadium with large amounts of suppliers is that these supplier data can be easily integrated into the platform and that you automatically have access to that data as well. And together with GSES, we developed the Green Event Standard, which is a standard that contains all of the key performance measurements for clubs, stadiums, or other sports organizations. We use it ourselves to measure the sustainability performance of our own events, but we also make this tool available for the rest of the industry to be able to report on your sustainability performance there. That's a little bit of background behind about why we are here, and also why Reimagine Football is important to us. I already said I'm working for the Innovation Center. We have this huge ambition, so we constantly need to innovate. And initiatives like Reimagine Football are very important means for us to get inflow of new solutions and startups and scale-ups. I think enough about me. I brought Marvin here today, the CEO and founder of Slinger. Marvin, could you maybe introduce yourself in 2-3 minutes?
Sure. Hello everyone, my name is Marvin. I'm the founder of Slinger. We were the winner of the Reimagine Football challenge in 2022. And what we've developed is a fan-to-fan ride-sharing platform. So maybe you guys are aware of this number, but I'll drop it to you anyway. 60 to 85% of CO2 emissions coming from big events, also football matches, come from fan transportation. So it's fans taking the car to and from the stadium. And we wanted to do something about it. We wanted to work on that sustainability challenge. And if you look at the cars going to and from matches, most of the times they're half full. So we came up with a solution for that. It's named Slinger, and it's a platform where we connect the actual visitors who are going to and from the football matches. It's a white label solution. Maybe you can pop up the next slide. So every football club can put it up in their own colors on their own website. They can adjust the photography so it matches their actual website. It has a dashboard, so on the back of that widget, you can see all the data that runs through it, who's riding with who to and from the stadium. And the dashboard contains content, and it's specifically made for each club, so they can popularize ride sharing for their fans.
Thank you, thank you. Could you explain also, like Giel mentioned already, like you participated in Reimagine Football already 2 or 3 years ago, I assume. What did it bring you today, and which impact did you already make on the football industry with your solution?
Yeah, cool. So Reimagine Football was really important for us to kickstart our startup. We worked together with Johan Cruijff Arena and the KNVB, real-life testing. So we built an MVP to see if fans were keen enough to share their rides together, and we had some really positive feedback on that. So based on the data, we actually built the entire product, and we itinerate the product by feedback that we get from the actual users. And so we couldn't have done it without the KNVB or the Johan Cruijff Arena and the real-life testing that comes from that. So we grew the platform and we launched it 11 months ago. And today we're working with 20 out of 34 professional football clubs in the Netherlands. And we're creating a movement around fan-to-fan ride sharing and make it more normal for fans to share their rides if they're going to a match.
Cool. And what kind of developments are there on your roadmap for the coming time, and how do you want to conquer this football and event industry?
Yeah, one of the great feedback we had was, can we not add buses? So we were really focusing on cars going to and from the stadium. But it makes a lot of sense for fans to take a bus as well. So now we've added a bus feature, for example. And on the back end, for the dashboard, for the reporting of the CO2 emissions, there's a lot of work we're doing there. And we're launching a couple of new features the upcoming months.
Cool. And what I also find interesting in your solution is that you're really using fan engagement to achieve sustainability ambitions. Is that also the road you want to take in the future?
Yeah, the interesting part is if you put two fans who don't know each other in a car on their way to a game, something really cool happens. They have a social experience. And most of the time that's a really fun experience. And by cultivating on that, I think we can make an impact on sustainability as well. So we're adding features like sharing a Spotify playlist, for example, before you get into the car. Add entertainment value basically to the ride, so the ride turns into fan experience and eventually working on sustainability.
All right. Maybe last question. I already hear that the drinks are getting prepared, so also want to bother you for too long. But where is Slinger in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, hopefully we'll be a used product throughout Europe. So we've started in the Netherlands. We're looking into Germany right now. That's the reason why we're here. And other countries within Europe. We think sports is a great platform to drive change into a sustainable direction. So hopefully more Slingers throughout clubs in Europe.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. And I think that also brings us to the end of this mastermind session. So thanks again for your attention. Enjoy the drinks and feel free to reach out to us later at the drink or tonight at dinner. So thanks, guys.